back because I predict these things.
Uran Satybaldiev takes on Diyar Nurgozhay this Saturday at UFC Fight Night Shanghai. And this is a decent fight. You know, Uran Satybaldiev, you know, he was impressive in his UFC debut. He took that on like a couple days' notice against Martin Buday. Moved up a weight class to heavyweight. I think he weighed in at like 225, taking on Buday, who was at the limit of like 265. So was probably at a 50-pound weight disadvantage, and that one had a really good showing of himself. I think he won, landing the more damaging strikes. I feel like Buday just kind of held him up against the cage the entire time, but he was getting after it. And looked really good on short notice, had the better cardio, was pushing a high pace for 3 rounds. So very impressive. Diyar Nurgozhay, on the other hand, had a really good head kick knockout on Dana White's Contender Series, and then had a lackluster performance, I guess is a polite way to say it, against Brandison Ribeiro. Couldn't get anything going in that fight, throwing big left hands, but just was having a tough time getting past the reach of Brandison Ribeiro, and then eventually got Kimura'd and tapped out in that fight. So both of these guys were undefeated heading into their last fights, and I think this is going to be a good matchup. You know, Diyar Nurgozhay comes from a Pan-Croatian background. I think he's a world champion in that, master of sport as well. You know, good striking, I guess, throws straight punches, obviously has the head kick. He's kind of a big left hand type of guy, a pressure fighter moving forward. Taking on Uran Satybaldiev, who comes from a judo and sambo background. I think he was like a national champion in Kyrgyzstan, his home country, but great cardio, aggressive striker, throws extended combinations and straight punches, not really looping punches, really utilizes his reach advantage. Good grappler as well, very exciting, can take a shot, just very game. And that's why I'm going to go with Uran in this one. I think that, Diyar might be the better wrestler on paper, but I think that Uran is more of a finisher when it goes to the ground. And I think that he could find a submission against Diyar once he goes to the ground, just seeing how he looked against Brandison Ribeiro, who I'm not the highest on, who was like 2-3 in the UFC, hasn't looked the best. And I feel like Uran would get Brandison out of there. And I feel like if you're a legit guy, undefeated fighter, you should be beating, you should be finishing or at least beating somebody like Brandison Ribeiro. So just the fact that Diyar was having trouble with Brandison, I don't know. I think he's going to struggle the same way against Uran. He's going to have the 5 feet reach advantage. I think he's going to struggle to get within range and land his strikes. So I was just very impressed with Uran in his UFC debut. He was really getting after it against Martin Buday, who was the bigger guy, had the full camp. He's had a lot of experience in the UFC already. He took it on short notice. He was just pushing forward, putting a lot of volume out there against a guy who, should have been the bigger, stronger athlete, on paper. But again, Diyar might be the better wrestler, but I think Uran is the better all-around grappler, and especially considering submissions, I think he's going to be the better striker, a little more snap on his punches, throwing extended combinations as well, not just ones and twos. He's going to be moving forward, throwing hands, utilizing that reach advantage, getting into the clinch, where he's going to also be the taller guy, utilizing the underhooks, beat him up in the clinch, look to get takedowns. I just think he'll be in Diyar's face, throwing punches, shooting takedowns, mixing it up very well, pushing a high pace, and kind of taking over as the fight progresses. I think he'll get the win. I don't know if he'll get the finish, but I'm going to go with Uran to get this one done over Diyar. Thanks.